One of the best things you can do is to document your journey through the meetings and the conversations you're already having with your prospects and your clients, right? Because I want you to think of content this way. If I threw you in front of a prospect in the next 10 minutes, I said, in 10 minutes, you're going to sit down across the table from a prospect. Would you struggle with what to say? Absolutely not. I'd be putting you in your zone of genius. You know exactly what you would be doing. But for some reason, when I say now take that same approach and do it in content, you don't know what to say. Well, here's how you make it really easy. You document, you don't create. Imagine, let me paint a scenario for you. Imagine you just had a phenomenal meeting with a prospect and you walk out of the meeting and you get in your car and they either asked a really good question that you gave an awesome answer to, or they threw an objection at you that you handled so well that when you get in the car, you're like, oh, I just wish all my prospects could have heard what I said in there. Document it. Get in your car, hit record on your phone, and shoot a 1 to 2 minute video talking about the conversation you just had with the prospect. Talk about the question they asked. Talk about the objection they threw at you. Now, you don't have to name the prospect, but just say, hey, just got out of a meeting with a prospect. They asked a really good question. I thought there would be a lot of people who would want to know the answer or my answer to that question. So here we go. That's what I mean by documenting. I actually like to call it the live case study because you just got out of a meeting. You know exactly what the conversation was about. You're in the moment. You're feeling good. Your vibe is good. Hit record and talk about it. That is documenting. Why? Because you're already having the conversations. You don't have to try to come up with a new idea or a new topic. All you got to do is record the conversation you just had. How about this? You walk out of a finalist meeting. You just won. How you feeling? You are on cloud nine. You can't wait to get back to the office. Can't wait to tell your team, tell your boss what you just did. You're seeing what your next paycheck might look like. You're just flying high. Why not get in the car, hit record, and talk about the win? How did you win it? Why did you win it? What was the prospect struggling with that they hired you to solve? That's documenting. That's not bragging. See, a lot of people get caught up in that type of content thinking it's bragging, but it's not. You've got to let people know you're winning because if your prospects see you're winning, you're building credibility because now they believe you can actually help them win. You are credible in helping a prospect achieve their goals. That's why if you look at any real estate broker out there and go look at their social media content, the vast majority of their content is pictures of them selling a house. Why? They want you to know they're capable of selling a house. So documenting your wins are a huge opportunity to document, not create. A third example, working with another organization about a month ago, and they too were struggling with this idea of having to create all this new content when they are busy. They are a fast growing agency growing at 30% a year. Andy, how in the world are we going to have any time to create content? And as we dug into that conversation, one of the reps popped up, perked up, said, hey, you know what's interesting? Now that you think about the document, don't create, we have all of our open enrollment meetings, all of our past webinars, all recorded sitting in a file. And when I heard that, I said, listen, you just created your content strategy. If you have recorded all your open enrollment meetings for the past 2 years, you've recorded all your webinars you've done for the last 2 years, you have all the content you need for the next 2 years. You've already recorded it. You've already created it. Have some editor cut it up into snippets, but you don't have to create any new content for the next 2 years if you don't want to. Document what you're already doing. You see, this is a concept we have started leveraging here at Complete Game Consulting, and it has helped us to grow as fast as we are the last 2 years. When I create my content, people tend to believe I sit in my desk in my office and just create it, come up with these ideas. No, it comes from documenting what we're already doing. So that's my advice for you today. If you're, again, a producer, you're a sales director, maybe you're the marketing director of your agency sitting there struggling to go, how are we going to create more content because we don't have a lot of time? I'm here to tell you, document, don't create. Document what you're already doing.